Well, for all you fashionistas out there, today I'm wearing St. Levi's. It's my holy jeans, as you can see. A very good example of how bad the soil actually is are these zucchini, courgettes, and these cucumbers. They were actually put in on the very same day, maybe an hour in between those ones and these ones. These have given me tons and tons and tons of cucumbers and pickles already. I almost can't keep up with harvesting because I'm not that much of a cucumber eater. Yesterday I harvested pickles and cucumbers. Van Gogh, eat your heart out, I would say. And here are the zucchini, and they were planted on the same day as the ones in the more traditional garden beds. Now, when you look at the size of this, I know the smaller ones are nicer to eat, and I prefer the smaller ones. But what happens is there's so many of them, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the harvest. And to be honest, I've kind of gotten sick of eating all those zucchini. Just for size, I'll throw my hat next to them, so you have an idea of actually how big they are. And this is without giving them one extra drop of water. Look at this beast. The thing with zucchini is when they're this size, they're actually, well, this is still okay, I guess. They're actually not that good to eat. They get a bit dry. But because of the rains we've been having, there's actually nothing I can do. Now, this is a plant next to St. Levi's, so you can see how big they actually are. And this is again without ever watering them, apart from maybe the occasional watering yeast, but that is literally all that they've had in the way of non-original fertilization. And I mean by that, apart from the goat's manure, which everybody has had, all the beds, Hugel and normal, have had goat manure on them. But this is the big difference. Now here are the lettuces, they're struggling a bit. And some plants that I put in yesterday or the day before. Some peppers, some tomatoes, some chard. They're struggling a bit. Yeah, bean, which needs to be taken out because of the bean straw. But this is basically the big difference between Hugel and normal gardening. Sorry about that. So, if this doesn't convince you about the benefits of Hugel, nothing will. So, again, in my case, trenches between 50 centimeters and a meter deep, between 1.5 feet and 3 feet, fill them up with all kinds of rotting and decaying vegetable material. The more decaying wood you can put in there, the better. That will then act as a sponge, and the plant will always have a reserve of water it can tap into whenever it needs. Now, the peas are suffering a bit. It is again very hot, and they are at the end of their cycle. There are not that many of them, not that many plants, yet they have given me a good 4 or 5 pounds of peas. 2-3 kilos of peas, which are now resting in the freezer, and that is always a fantastic peace of mind, obviously, to have something in your freezer from your own garden. Weeding a bed like this takes me half the time of weeding a more traditional bed. Now obviously this is because of all the mulching I spread on. The bean straw has actually been a fantastic medium for this. I don't know what I'm going to do next year, but I will find something. I'm reluctant to buy in hay, but if need be, and that's all I can do, then I will have to do that. Now the reason these plants are rather sparse is because I planted some peppers and some tomatoes, then most of them died because of a heat stroke, like a heat wave we had, and so I still have to fill in the gaps. But for the time being, I can't really complain, I think. Besides, who would listen? Now, this is one of our peppers. Will you look at that? That is not a bad pepper. Here's another one. Those are not bad peppers. Now, I'm a bit weary if they're going to ripen, because last year I had a beautiful crop of peppers which then all died and rotted on the vine. Here we have some chili pepper. This is actually quite hot. Bolivia is home to some of the hottest chili peppers on the planet. Don't ask me about Schofields, but they are tongue-numbingly spicy. So yeah, that's our little garden tour. Before we go, quick look at our Zuki Sons. Again, the Pattison hybrids. They're growing massive again. I'm letting them grow out, a couple of them. I'm letting them grow out for seed. And then I want to see if their offspring still has some zucchini or some Pattison in it. So again, it's a matter of experimenting. So I've had a good run of them. Plants are nearing the end of their cycle, I would say. Again, no extra water, no extra remedies, no extra chemicals, aside from, like I said, a dose of watering yeast. But I don't think that counts as a chemical, really. So yeah, before long they will go in our compost heap. Hope you enjoyed this, our little tour of our garden. Hope you enjoyed our little tour of our garden. It's what keeps us fed and healthy. And if you want to see somebody who doesn't have a clue what he's doing, subscribe and ring that bell button. Till next time.